Hi, I'm Chris Bartlett with Beyond the Pew. Today we're talking about Eucharistic adoration and how to get your kids involved. First, let's talk about what is adoration. Well, Eucharistic adoration is when you go before the Lord, present in the Eucharist, and you pray. It's that simple. It happens primarily in one of two ways. One, in front of a tabernacle, where Christ is present, reserved in the tabernacle. And number two, through exposition, maybe an adoration chapel or perpetual adoration chapel, or an evening of prayer where adoration takes place, where Christ is put in a monstrance, the big gold thing that radiates God's love. Now, why as parents do we want to go ahead and have our children experience Eucharistic adoration? Well, the answer is simple. We want what is best for our children. And we know that what is best for our children isn't a what, but a who. Jesus Christ is what is best for our children. The Eucharist is a who, not a what. The Eucharist is the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church holds this to be true. And so we can connect our children with the God of the universe who created them with purpose and on purpose. We can go ahead and connect them with He who knows everything that is best for them. And connecting with them allows them to better know their purpose and be their best versions. And that's important. But now we get to the how. How do we go ahead and get our children to Eucharistic adoration? I have a number of children, and just in preparing for this video, I ran into a situation cleaning up the room and things like that. Right next to John Elway, there's a little sucker that I can't get off of that shelf. We were trying to clean up and I just couldn't pull it off the shelf. Like children, they're supposed to be little saints, but sometimes they're a little less than that. And that's okay. They're growing into it. But what does it look like when you go into a very sacred and reverent space to go ahead and experience Eucharistic adoration? Well, there's three things that can help us be successful. We want to make adoration accessible, we want to make it concise, and we want to make it encouraging. Let's break those down. To make it accessible, we want to give our children a roadmap. Now, it's going to look different depending on the age of the child. A teenager is going to have a different roadmap than a 5-year-old, but it should be accessible to all. Even a 2-year-old can go in, and you can give them the roadmap of, let's make the sign of the cross, kneel down before Jesus, thank God for 2 things, and then come back and sit next to mommy. So that's a roadmap. Teenagers, it might be a reflection or a piece of scripture that you ask them to reflect on, and so forth. The second piece is you want to make it concise. Traditionally, a Eucharistic adoration takes place in a holy hour. For a 5-year-old, that's simply not possible, and that's okay. You can have a holy 5 minutes. You can have a holy 6 minutes. For a teenager, a holy hour could be possible, but you really want to grow into it so that they can go ahead and have engagement throughout it. And the third piece is it needs to be encouraging. So prayer should never be a punishment. You did this wrong, now let's go tell Jesus. And how's their experience of the church and adoration going to be if that's what we do? So we want to make sure that after adoration takes place, that we affirm them and we thank them. Even if we had to cut it short because maybe the little ones, their behavior wasn't okay, we thank them for trying. I know that you made effort. Thanks for making time to pray with mommy or with daddy during adoration today. If we do those 3 things, we can go ahead and engage our kids to kneel and sit before the God of the universe. Now, if it's your first time taking your family or your children to Eucharistic adoration, make it memorable. Take them out to ice cream afterwards. Everybody loves the stepping stone that got them to ice cream, and they'll want to come back and do it again.